Welcome to the show, guys. Joseph Robert Cabo, the Fantasy Football Counselor. We're talking DFS for Week 11. Optimal plays at each position. Going to help you guys with your DraftKings and FanDuel lineups here today, giving you those optimal players, giving you that optimal lineup so you guys can dominate your DFS daily fantasy sports for NFL Fantasy Football Week 11. I can't believe we're at Week 11. This is absolutely insane. Fantasy Football Week 11. It just flew by this year, absolutely flew by, and here we are. Now, I do a starts and sits show on Friday as well, but this is going to cover you guys for DFS and really give you guys an advantage for your DraftKings lineup, okay, or whatever DFS you guys decide to play or use, okay, guys? Before we get in the show, that's brought to you by mybookie.ag, guys. Head on over there right now, guys. Head on over to mybookie.ag. Use promo code FFC. They will double your first deposit. Now is the time, guys. Enjoy football. Enhance that game watching experience. The site I use and the site I trust is mybookie.ag. Head on over there right now. Use promo code FFC. Mybookie.ag. FFC is the code. They'll double your first deposit. And I'll get you into some sports card draws as well. Once you're entered, automatically entered, I'm giving away some sports cards as well. Okay, mybookie.ag FFC. Go do that right now. Okay, guys? All right, let's talk about the optimal plays. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. Let's start with the quarterback position here. Let's start off with Cam Newton. If he gets a start, he has a good matchup this week versus Washington. Great matchup. Dak Prescott. Great matchup. Mac Jones, a great matchup. Again, though, when I am looking at quarterback, I like to look for guys that are solid, guys that are going to put good points on the board, consistent points. And out of all the best matchups this week, I like Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill, pretty easy matchup versus Houston, and he's pretty safe. So Ryan Tannehill is a safe play at $6,700 on DraftKings. I like Josh Allen having that bounce back week. Easy matchup versus Indy. Josh Allen and Ryan Tannehill are your safe ones. Lamar Jackson's got a pretty safe matchup. Dak Prescott as well. Good matchup. Again, you're rolling the dice with other guys. Jared Goff, Tyrod Taylor, Cam Newton, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, all good matchups, but not as safe to trust. Now you're asking, well, Joe, Carson Wentz has been hot. He's $5,500. Do I grab him? He does have a tough matchup versus Buffalo, but I've seen crazier things happen, okay? Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson, Kirk Cousins, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, all tough matchups. Again, I talked about this in the starts and sits show, okay, guys? Moving on to the running back position, I told you with running back, I also like to get that running back that is consistent, that running back that I know is going to put up those points. And for this week, it's Najee Harris at $8,400. Very expensive. A guy that started off this season as a guy that wasn't on the consensus radar. Now everybody's on the Najee Harris train because he gets the volume, he gets the consistency. I like to plug him in my lineups. He's my guy. He's my guy from week one. He's been producing on a high level. He's going to continue to be my guy. Now he's got an easy matchup, okay? Other guys that got an easy matchup here at the running back position that you may want to consider starting. James Conner, who's been pretty solid all the way through the past 3 weeks, okay? Consider starting him $6,100. Very decent value. He's going to get you a touchdown. He leads in touchdowns. That's huge when you are looking at running back because you can get that goal line work, okay? Uncle Lenny Fournette has got an easy matchup. Adrian Peterson hasn't been the hottest, but does have an easy matchup. $4,800. There's a value play there for you guys, okay? Alvin Kamara, he's banged up. Watch his status there, but he does have an easy matchup. Josh Jacobs, he has shared the backfield with Kenny and Drake. Very safe, very boring, very touchdown dependent, but he does have an easy matchup, does Josh Jacobs. A.J. Dillon, I like. $6,200. They obviously bumped up the price now with Aaron Jones missing a few weeks with the MCL sprain. A.J. Dillon, $6,200, could get the goal line work, could have a big week, had a big week last week with Aaron Jones gone. Like him a lot. James Robinson, also another safe play. So again, Dillon, Robinson, Jacobs is kind of boring. Mixon's got a good matchup there. Who else did I say? Najee Harris, James Conner, all good plays, okay, this week at running back, okay? Those are my suggestions. It's up to you guys to decide who you guys absolutely like. At the end of the day, go with your gut feeling. Wide receiver. Now, Brandon Cooks hasn't been that crazy good, but he does have the easiest matchup versus position. $6,000, not bad. Robbie Anderson, $4,600 value play. Now that the tables have turned, there's no Darnold. I think Darnold hated Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson now $4,600. Came alive last week. Could be a good value play this week. good matchup, okay? Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown, good matchup this week. He's been safe the past 3 weeks. Nothing crazy. Stephon Diggs, you're going to pay $7,900, but good matchup. Now, he is going at $7,900, like I said, but very, very easy matchup for Stephon Diggs. Keep him on your radar, okay? Other guys have easy, good matchups. Devontae Adams, but you're going to pay $8,400. I'm not sure I want to pay that, but great matchup there. Other guys you may want to consider. Amon-Ra St. Brown has value, $4,300. Good matchup. Tyreek Hill coming off a huge week. Another good matchup versus Dallas. That could be a shootout. Jalen Waddell, I like him here versus the Jets. Great matchup. Good value at $5,600 if you want to roll the dice on some good value. A.J. Brown, decent matchup. You're going to pay $7,700, okay? Now, if you guys want to start Michael Pittman, here's the deal. He's been pretty consistent every week. $6,100, so he's not too bad. I like Michael Pittman, but he does have it in tough versus Buffalo. Keep that in mind, okay? Him and Deontay Johnson, both been solid, both been consistent, but very tough matchups. But decent value, $6,500 for Deontay. But again, you got the tough matchups. 2 wide receivers that I like that I have in my year long, have it in tough, okay? Tight end, plug in the best tight end you can get, the best value, okay? George Kittle, $6,300. I like him. Pat Freiermuth, he was consistent with Big Ben. Big Ben should be back. If Big Ben is back, 100%. I like Pat Freiermuth. He is $4,200. They understand. I mean, if you compare him to Kittle at $6,300, they understand that Pat Freiermuth is very touchdown dependent, very volatile, whereas Kittle is a little more of a consistent contributor. So that's why he's a little more expensive. Pat Freiermuth, $4,200, okay? Mark Andrews, $6,000, but has a tough matchup, okay? I know you want to start Mark Andrews. He's been relatively safe the past couple weeks. But again, he does have, he's a little more expensive. Kyle Pitts, a lot of talk about him. He does have it in tough, $5,900. I like to roll the dice on him. I like that he's going to get the volume. He's had a couple down games the past 2-3 weeks, mediocre games at best. He had that breakout week about 4 weeks ago. Kyle Pitts at $5,900 is a roll of the dice, a guy that could have a boom game again, but does have a tough matchup. Just be aware of that, okay? Kelsey's a safe play at $7,100 if you want to consider him. CJ Uzomah does have a great matchup. I like him at $3,500, due for a big game. So if you want to roll the dice on a wild card tight end, he's the one to do for DFS this week, particularly because he does have a good matchup here. I'm just trying to see if there's any other good matchups here and some wild cards here that you like at tight end. Like I said, Uzomah. Cole Kmet, good matchup, $3,400. He's been safe at best, had a 15-pointer last time he was out. Pretty safe week. Gesicki, he's been ice cold, but does have a good matchup if you're interested, $5,200. Very big risk, very ice cold, not a guy that's on my radar. But again, sometimes these guys that have these mediocre weeks, they could come back and boom. So just keep that in the back of your mind, okay, guys, as we roll up our sleeves here and get down to business. So that's tight end, guys. Start the safest tight end. I named a couple upside guys for you. Again, tight end, you want to plug in a safe guy, 10, 15 points, get that contribution on your roster. You don't want a big fat zero on your roster there at tight end. You want a solid 10 points out of your tight end, and then wide receiver, that's where you take some risk. Running backs are solid. Quarterback, you're pretty solid, okay? With defense, again, I like to start the best matchup versus position, and theoretically, it is the Dolphins versus the Jets. Great matchup, $3,600. Titans versus Houston, I love this matchup. 49ers versus Jacksonville. Patriots versus Atlanta, but again, I think Matt Ryan is due for a bigger game after some upsetting games previously. Baltimore versus Chicago is not bad. Cleveland versus Detroit. So again, I like Cleveland, I like Tennessee, I like 49ers, and I like Dolphins this week at the defensive position. Now you can go Bears versus Baltimore, Cowboys versus KC, but again, you've got the offensive weapons that balance it out. Bears look okay, but you've got Lamar Jackson. You think Cowboys could look okay? Yeah, maybe, but, Pat Mahomes could go off as well. So be aware of that. That's why I think the Dolphins versus the Jets, Tennessee, 49ers, and Browns, all pretty safe defensive matchups if you are looking for a defense on your DFS. All right, guys, that's a lot of talking, but again, I want you guys prepared. And with DFS, make sure that you guys, play within your, budgets and all that stuff, but I like to enter those big pools, like the smaller buy-in, big upside, roll the dice, enter a couple lineups. But with those, you got to have those wild card upside players at wide receiver, those big risks. Like Al Lazard is good value, for example. He's boom or bust, but sometimes you got to take that chance in DFS, okay? Other guys, Terry McLaurin's got a tough matchup. he had a safe week. But again, he could have a boom week versus Carolina. It's very volatile with wide receiver. One game good, one game bad. Very volatile with wide receivers, but hitting the right wide receivers. And I've given you guys some guys with optimal matchups for this week. All right, guys, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Who are you starting in DFS? Do you play DFS? Leave the comments below. Oh, yeah, and head on over to manscaped.com. Use promo code ShowerLion. Save yourself 20% on some amazing products. Fit and Finish is amazing. Shower line at manscaped.com. Save yourself on trimmers, ball wipes. They've got everything, man. Everything you need to stay fresh. Manscaped.com, shower line. I'm out, guys. We'll talk soon.